Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the hot lead zone, and tonight's topic for this video is solutions for the Lee die lock rings. Well, you know, the reason why you need a solution is because a lot of shooters and reloaders hate the Lee die lock rings. They might like the Lee dies and the Lee presses and all this kind of thing, and the only thing they don't really like is the Lee die lock ring. Now, the reason they don't like the die lock rings by Lee, number one, is because it's made out of aluminum. Well, aluminum by itself isn't exactly a bad thing because Forster makes their excellent die lock rings out of aluminum. But it seems like it's kind of cheap for these Lee die lock rings, and so they don't like these. But the other reason is because of the rubber gasket. Because there's no set screw, there's no cross screw to tighten these rings onto the die. What it does instead, it has a little rubber gasket there that when you tighten it on the press, the rubber gasket gives you friction and holds it in place. But there's no way to set that, because once you take the die off your press, this thing loses its memory. So there's no way to set the Lee die lock ring, and that's not appreciated by reloaders and shooters. Well, before we get into that, I need to give some thanks to a benefactor who sent me this package from Amazon, but it's anonymous. So I don't know who sent it, but whoever sent it, a lot of thanks to you, because what he or she gave me was a knife sharpener plus a Kershaw pocket knife. And this Kershaw pocket knife, of course, is a very fine pocket knife. So you go like this and you flip it, and that'll do. A very nice pocket knife. So thank you for that, whoever sent it. Okay, back to the solution for the Lee die lock ring. And this was kicked off because Kaiyler Harrington shared with me a solution that he has that's simple and works real well for him. And that is that he takes the Lee die lock ring and he turns it upside down. So by turning it upside down, you wind up with a solid aluminum ring here. No gasket, because the gasket now is on the other side. So this is what happens when you put it in the... So what Kaiyler Harrington does, by turning it upside down, you put the die in, and then you crank down the die lock ring with the aluminum facing the press, and you have a very solid tightening of the die on your press. And if you wanted to, you could take a little wrench and give that a little tightening, and that won't budge. That's set there better than you might have with the rubber gasket. So that's Kaiyler Harrington's solution. But the problem is, if when you take the die out, you lose the setting because this could move. There's nothing to stop that from moving, so there's no set screw there. So what you can do is this. Take a second Lee die lock ring and put it on the die so that the rubber gaskets are facing each other. Then when you go ahead and set your die, say for instance you're setting it at this point right here, you do what Kaiyler Harrington says, and that is tighten the flat down until you have it where you want it. Gently tighten that with a wrench, and then to lock it, you take the second die lock ring and you jam it down against the first one, and then the two rubber gaskets enable you to line the flats of the die up when it's snug. Now you can go ahead and engage both rings and loosen your die and take it off. And you've got a repeatable setting there because those aren't going to separate without a wrench because the rubber gaskets are really jammed together tightly. So if that works for you, that might be a solution for the Lee die-lock rings for those who hate using them. Back into your plastic box without any problem at all with the two rings. Bye for now.